Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Ma'am, please, we request you to grace the dais and enlighten the gathering with your beautiful words.
Am I audible? Andariki namaskaram is how you greet in Telugu. Andariki namaskaram, vanakkam, namaskaram. Really delighted to be here at Kale University. Thank you, Femflare, for giving me this beautiful opportunity to interact with all of you. Thanks to the AV team, actually, I got teleported to my BTech days, and when the video suddenly stopped, and then I realized, okay, I have to go up the dais and give the lecture. So that was quite a shock. Are we expecting more people to join us, or should we start? So we can start, yeah. So a very good afternoon, one and to everyone. So initially I made a presentation, then I realized, okay, it's the afternoon session and most of the people after lunch are really sleepy. I have been in your shoes, girls, so I didn't want that torture to be done to you again. So I thought that let's make it as interactive and fun session that we can, okay? So having said that, the theme of the talk that I'm going to talk about is innovation and technology. So being a technical institute, okay, let's throw this question to you. What according to you is technology? Please don't feel shy, okay? So let's have fun. Let's make this boring after lunch classes as fun and interactive as it can be, okay? So what do you mean by technology? Anything, any random word that comes to your mind. What do you mean by technology? So we are all sitting in a technical institute, isn't it? Right? So what is technology? Anything. You can also say that I'm not interested to speak. So some of my students in the class, if I ask them, what do you mean by that? Then they were quick to say, I don't have opinion, I don't want to say. So you also have the flexibility to say that. I don't have any opinion. Anyone in the room, what do you mean by technology? Come on, girls, you can't be shy. And we are celebrating International Women's Day, and I barely seen any college which celebrate International Women's Day as grand as your college. So big applause for that. And having said that, belated happy Women's Day to all of you. You all are beautiful, and you all are worthy of what you are doing. So having said that, what is technology? Development, okay. What are the other words, keywords that we can? Anything around you that you label it as a technology. Then what is the meaning of innovation? So what is the difference between innovation and technology? Innovation is creating something new, okay, good. And technology? Technology is something which you can apply. So why do you think that we need to talk about innovation and technology for this session? Not because I'm from IIT, no. But why innovation technology is an important topic that needs to be discussed in the present times. Why? See, I haven't come prepared, so I'll speak whatever comes to your mind or comes to my mind randomly, okay? So why do you think that innovation and technology needs to be the topic of the hour? What will happen if we don't talk about innovation and technology? Yes, ma'am. We can't move forward. And so why the professors are saying, why the girls are keeping quiet, huh? This is a session for all of you. Yeah, come on, girls. What will happen if innovation and technology, if we don't talk about it? No development, okay, and? Who said that no development? Okay, again, ma'am. Girls, please speak up. I have come for you. I have not come for you professors. Yeah, so what will happen? No development. And What do you see around you that has significantly changed over the last 5 and 10 years because of technology or innovation? So you are all Gen Z, right? I'm a millennial, right? So you all are Gen Z. So Gen Z people by default are smarter than millennials, okay? So now you have to tell me that what is a change that you have felt around you or in your society or in your country in the last 5 or 10 years? Artificial, so you're a computer science, huh? Or mechanical, electrical? Electrical, okay, artificial. But when did you see artificial intelligence? In the last 2 years or the last 5 years or 10 years? Last 5 years. So could you, what's your name? Vaishnavi. Okay, Vaishnavi, could you just give me an instance where you have felt that AI has changed the way you're doing things? ChatGPT has come now in the last 2 years. Apart from that, so can I say ChatGPT is also an innovation? Why? Why? Making life easier. Okay, very good. People who are sitting at the back, please. I mean, when I first entered in this building, I thought, wow, what a nice theater. Huh? Then I realized, okay, no, I'm in a college. So please, the front rows are like empty, so you can please fill the row. Because I won't be able to know if you fell asleep while during my talk, and I'll feel bad seeing from here. Yeah, please fill this first rows. Yes, ChatGPT. And how many of you, not the professors, this is not for the professor's question, how many of you had seen landlines in your home? So how old were you when you see that? Any faint memory that you can recall? At the age of 5 or 6. So what has happened over these years? And how many of you see the landlines are still there in some of the houses, or it has been completely eliminated or displaced? Still there, but very few in number. So what has happened? From telephones to cell phones, mobile phone. So what is that? What is that has happened? Innovation and technological development. So when we say innovation, someone said that development, right? So innovation comes from the word nova. It's an Italian word which says newness. So innovation, when you talk about it, basically it's a creation of something new or improvement in something that is already existing, which may result in a product, service, or a technology that creates significant value towards a society, right? So from the journey of landline to cell phones, what is that value that has been added to our community or to the nation or to the world? What is that thing? You can carry it anywhere, right? It's portable. Okay, very good. What else? Oh, this row is abruptly like silent. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yes. Landlines to telephone, cell phone. Easy to interact. Okay, then. How many of you now see cameras nowadays? Do we find it in the market? So how the cameras have gotten replaced by whom? Mobile phones, right? So what is happening here? Mobile phone has come in so many applications, right? So people are always in the search of something new. Yes or no? So if people are always in a search of something new, then why is it like, why can't we find that something new? Isn't it a question that why everyone around me is becoming an entrepreneur, but I am still stuck in the middle? How many of you have felt that? See, I'm the first one to say, raise hand for this. Everyone around me is doing something, but I'm stuck in the middle. I'm being a professor, but I don't know what I'm doing. How many of you have actually felt that? Raise higher, girls. It's your Women's Day. Yeah. This is like 3/4 or half. Be confident in what you say. Yeah. What's your name? Yeah. Blue. This is raise hand, Shabha, confidently. Yes. See, there are 4 categories of people if I talk about, okay? The first category of people are, it's not generic to any women, but to the entire population. The four categories are, starting with the first one, that I would do something tomorrow if I have an idea with me. The second category of people is, I want to do something on my own, but I don't know what I want to do. Third one, everyone around me is so creative. I don't feel that I'm creative enough, so I'm always running out of ideas. Fourth category people, someone is already doing it, why would I do it? Right? So out of these four categories, which category you all lie in? Should I repeat what I say? Third category, that you are running out of creative ideas and you don't find it creative. Okay, what about others? Where do you see yourself in these four categories? Or if you're or if you have any few suggestions, you can add one more category to it. What's your name? Varshini. Vaishnavi. So it feels I'm only talking to Vaishnavi. What about others? Which category? Did you understand my question this row? So which category do you feel you lie in? Second, you want to do something but you don't know where. Okay, what about this row? Second one, okay. What about this row? Second or third? Okay, so you want to do something of your own but you don't know what to do. So having said this question, so I'm going to re-throw that question to you again. What is that something that you want to do? Huh? That's something you don't know. But have any passion? Starting up a business, okay. Starting up a business of your own, okay. What about others? Startup, okay. And this side, you want to start up, or you want to do your own business, or you want to go abroad and do a higher degree and come back as a professor? What is that you want to do in your life? Or you want to get married, which is not offensive, but yeah. What do you want to do? How many of you have the clarity as of now? I think you're quite young to have the clarity. Even after I did PhD, I didn't know what I was doing in my life. Okay, so do you have that clarity that what do you want to become in life and where do you want to go? If yes, very good. If no, there's nothing to feel ashamed about. Okay, so what is that? You have clarity? What is that clarity? Louder, louder. You want to crack UPSC? Very nice, very impressive. Yes, what about others? Judiciary exams, wow. Brilliant. Okay, what about others? This row? See, don't keep your things to yourself unless you want it to share and someone like, okay, wanting to become, okay, let me become a judiciary, become a competitor. That's not going to happen. What is that you want to be? Simply say, not thought about. Why would I spend something which is uncertain? There can be another world war and world will vanish. Right? So, yes, UP, what others? Business. And last, I'm in pink, yes. Entrepreneur. Okay, so how many in this room want to become an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur should be confident. Okay, only one person. And how many of you want to start a business? Okay, so is it a family business that you want to start, or family business, or something of your own? Something of your own. Okay, so if something of your own, does it has to be something related to technical, or it's a non-technical stuff? It depends. So what is that thing? What is that word, quote or unquote? It depends. So if you want to start a business, okay, so you need to have an idea. isn't it? So where do you get an idea? So if you have a dream about becoming something or trying to emulate someone's character, you need to have a roadmap for it, right? So that you can follow those steps and become that particular person or that attain that job level. So if I talk about entrepreneur is not a defined journey. Every journey of an entrepreneur is different from yours, right? But having said that, why there is so much craze about entrepreneurship in the country? So don't tell me because of Shark Tank India, right? Why is that the craze about entrepreneurship is making revolution, bringing revolution in our country? Why? And have you ever felt that I can do something about it, but I'm not, I don't have a high risk appetite to do or to take it? How many of you have felt that? Okay, one. What about others? What is that one fear in your life? Huh? Family responsibility, very good. I agree to that. Okay, what about others? What is the biggest fear in your life? There is a one quote given by Dhirubhai Ambani that if you don't walk towards your dream, then someone else will hire you to make you work for their dreams. Right? So, how many of you have heard this before? There was another quote that the biggest fear that you have with you is something that you really need to work upon it and you have to give it a very first priority. So having said that, what is the biggest fear that you have as a woman, as a student, or as a girl? What is the biggest fear that you have? Society. Why society? Can you be louder? Judgments, okay, and satisfying everyone, okay, and blaming with their unnecessary comments, okay, and so has the society sponsored for your education? Then why are you bothered? Family matters. So are family bothered by those comments? Hey, society might please shun away that people. End of the day, it's journey, and I'm going to tell you had a very difficult phase in their life and they totally ignored what the society or what the world has done to them. Okay, how many of you see Shark Tank India? Shark Tank India. Okay, only one. How many of you use sugar lipstick? She's like, okay, I'm not sure whether it's sugar, whether it's Nika. So her hand go like this and this become this and this. So you have used, if you use sugar, raise your hand now. You've used sugar? Yeah. Yes, okay. How many of you have heard about sugar? चीनी नहीं, कर्ड के साथ जो खाते हैं. Sugar as a company. Cosmetics. Okay, so how many of you know the founder of sugar? Her name is Vinita Singh. Okay, so she is also an engineer. Okay, she did her BTech from IIT Madras, electrical engineering like Vaishnavi. Okay, and then she went to IIM Ahmedabad. Okay, and during her placement, she got a placement of 1 crore. Okay, and she didn't take it up. And unlike every society, people start questioning that, hey, you lost that chance, you could have done something big. But she always had this passion to do something for specifically women. Okay, and sugar was her third startup. Before sugar, she had two startups with her. One was I just don't recall the name, something starting with something, and the second startup was called Fab Bag. So back in 2012 or 2013, she started Fab Bag, where she used to sell these beauty products in a subscription mode. And then when she realized that there is a dire need of affordable and quality products of cosmetics on the Indian market, and she started sugar with it. And to her utter disappointment, she was heavily rejected by 100 venture capitalists. No one was ready to fund her. What could you have done if you were in her shoes? Would you have given up on your dreams? So that's what differentiates you from becoming an entrepreneur. That's what differentiates you from becoming the better version of yourself. That you need to have that risk bearing ability. So when I was visiting one of your building in this R&D section, I don't know where there's incubation center there. So there's a quote: fail, first attempt in learning. This is something which we don't really reflect back and feel that true to our heart. The one thing that stops us from becoming a better version or the dream version of ourselves is the fear that is inside us and what society is going to talk about it. If you spend considerable amount of time thinking about that, trust me, you are not going to land that. The fear that you have inside your heart, it is really heavy to bog you down, to bring you down. So you need to work towards your dream. So be it business, be it scientist, be it entrepreneur, be it UPSC, be it judiciary. Do you think cracking UPSC is easier than becoming an entrepreneur? Probably it's the toughest exam in the world that exists, UPSC, right? Immense hard work and effort. UPSC, test your patience level. People even don't give up even after giving like 4 or 5 times attempt. So the first question that all of you need to ask yourself is that why I am doing this? Is it something that will make me happy in the next 30 or 40 years of my life? Will it really make sense to me? If the answer is yes, then please do everything that you have with you, gather resources, get motivation, make motivation, and reach to that goal. And if it is something that does not excite you or that does not kick you, then better don't delve into it. So I'll just give a little intro about myself. So I did my mechanical engineering, okay? And like at the end of every year, when you get into the final year, you realize, okay, I don't want to do engineering, okay? I completely wasted my 4 years, okay? So something happened with me. So I graduated my BTech in the year 2013, okay? So then I was placed in IT company. So my objective was that, because at that time, TCS, Infosys, Wipro were like the mass recruiters at that period of time. And if someone gets TCS, Wipro, we would like feel in the top of the sky, or we're in the clouds like La La Land, okay? Now we'll work for the company, and then we'll get a on-site visa, and then we will settle down in US and Europe. That was a thing that were in our heads, because we also saw our seniors doing that, okay? So there was one person in my family that had a very big vision about myself, okay? And that was my father, okay? So he told me that, no, you need to do a master's, okay? And then to my, I shouted at him, I stopped talking to him for some days, okay? And they said, no, I want to go to, so I was placed in Capgemini. So, and my joining location was in Mumbai, and I'm from Orissa basically. So I saw my friends going there, but I did masters. So I did a master's in manufacturing process and systems, okay? 2 years, I didn't know what I was doing, but I had that vision, okay, my friends are enjoying, I should do that, okay? Then after 2 years, I again got placed in a IT company, and then it was Cognizant, and my joining location was in Bangalore, okay? Then my father said that, no, you still need to do PhD, okay? So at that point of time, I felt that why parents are always, making their children walk towards their dream, which they didn't fulfill to do. Okay, so I think that's a question that everyone would have, right? And probably that was the wisest decision that I made in my entire lifetime. Okay, so I enrolled in PhD from IIT Kharagpur. Okay, and then it took me about 6.5 years to complete my PhD. Thanks to COVID, I lost 1 year. Okay, and then when I was in PhD, I realized that okay, teaching is something that I can do. So till 25, 26 years of my life, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just simply going what my father used to say to me. Okay, so I was absolutely that clueless. So if you think that at this point of time, if someone is thinking that, oh, how confident she sound, you are highly mistaken. I was the most shy, underconfident, and introvert person in the entire classroom. I was like someone sitting like you. I was so underconfident that I had a stage fright, right? I could not come up to the stairs and talk even 3 sentences or 2 sentences. Something happened in my life because of which I was like, I won't use a word depressed, but I really felt low about myself, right? But the journey of PhD made me into a very confident person. It gave me an opportunity to travel the world to present my conference and research papers. Okay, and then I realized, so I traveled to a country, People's Republic of China, so where you know that nothing works, neither Google works nor language makes sense, anything. So there I went there for 7 days, and the day when I came back, so there was one random passenger. He said that, hey, if you could travel China to alone, you can, trust me, you can go to any place in the world and you won't face any difficulty. Probably that was one of the biggest compliments someone has given to me till date. So then I realized there are like so many inhibitions, so many apprehension that we make of ourselves that we lose our foresight of what we were actually capable of. And that is what I want all of you in this century or in this year to take a note of it. You're far more capable than you think, right? So please work on your dreams and think that you need to have in your life. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, तो entrepreneur के लिए, is it okay if I use a little bit of Hindi in between? Or people are there who don't understand Hindi at all. Okay, now little bit of Hindi. The silence makes me that no, you please continue in English, don't speak in Hindi. That nodding is because of speak in English or use Hindi. Speak in English. Okay, I'll speak in English. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, so idea, you need an idea, right? But where do we get an idea? Those who are already planned that I want to become, clear UPSC or I want to become something to do in the judiciary, it's very good. Still, you will be getting a chance to serve for the community. But people who become an entrepreneur, how can you serve the nation? How can you serve our nation? What it will does? So you are generating employment, very good. And so when you're doing a business, it's centered around a concept or centered around a product or service. Yes or no? But where do you get that idea to develop that product? Where do you get idea first of all? It's a meme? Oh, okay. So I thought meme. Okay, it's a need. Okay. And what else? You're trying to solve a need. So trying to solve, but where do you get that idea? How many of you are actually keen observers in day-to-day life? Observation is such a underrated trait in our human lives. Yes or no? How many of you feel that yes? Sometimes we choose to observe and sometimes we choose to ignore it. As we talk now, we have about 1,20,000 startups in our country. India is the third largest entrepreneurship ecosystem in the world. And what is the population of our country? How many billion? 1.4 billion. Okay. 1.4 billion, 1,18,000 startups. How, you know how many districts are there in our country? How many districts we have in our country? Any idea? Kitne states hai? How many states we have? Sure, na? So we have probably 740 districts, 730 to 740 districts in our country. As a diverse nation, Everyone, trust me, everyone can make a difference in our nation. So everyone has a scope to make change. But having said that, where do you get an idea? The first thing is that you get an idea by observing people around you. Someone is scrolling mobile when I'm talking, someone is recording me. To him, I may not make any sense. Someone is yawning at the back. People are doing something, right? And how many of you have actually questioned that why he or she is doing, and how he or she is doing, why he or she is doing, when he or she is doing? How many of you have actually questioned about it, and how many of you have ignored it? You have tried to ignore it, isn't it? Right? And how many of you have actually thought to do something about it? So my first job, my first job in my career was from Andhra Pradesh. So I started my job in Vishakhapatnam, okay? So when I came to Andhra, so my father told me that Andhra is a state with huge natural resources. Okay, so is it? So what are the natural resources that you have in your state? Agriculture, okay, and? Huh? Seashore, okay, and? Gold, okay, coal, okay, and? Mines, and? How well do you know your state? If I have to ask this question to you, how well do you know your state? And how aware are you the opportunities that your state provides to you? It's not about the idea that will help you make an entrepreneur, but the opportunity that is associated with it. And when I say opportunity, why it is an opportunity, I'll give you an example. So a cricket match is going between India and Pakistan, okay? So for example, Shubman Gill hits a sixer, and the team member in the Pakistan team drops a catch. Won't you say, yaar, kitna acha opportunity tha that he missed the catch? We say that, right? Why do we say that? Why do we say opportunity? Because it provides you a favorable circumstance. If you take advantage of it, it will generate a valuable outcome which you may not have thought of. If you miss that opportunity, well, the bus may come another time which you don't know. But at that point, you miss the opportunity. Right? So when you talk about business, or when you talk about becoming an entrepreneur, or if you want to become UPSC, there is always an opportunity that you need to jump upon and take advantage of it. Now, having said that, how do you spot an opportunity? So for example, I'm here in KL University for the next 1 hour or 2 hours. But I'll be gone after 2 hours, right? So if someone really wanted to talk to me, he or she could have taken advantage of it, because I may not come to KL another time. I may not be available to talk to you another time. So don't you feel that this was an opportunity? I could have learned something from a new person, but I missed the chance. Yes or no? Now, having said that, how do you know that this is an opportunity? What actually makes an opportunity? Just give it a thought. What actually makes an opportunity? If you want to start a business, or if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to be a UPSC servant, or if you want to become a judiciary, if you want to become a pilot, then what is that opportunity that you need to take care of? What is that opportunity? See, opportunity manifests itself in 3 ways. Okay, the first one is trend. For example, trend ka matlab kya hai? Anyone can say what is trend? This K-pop, K-beauty is a trend right today. So trend means a general direction in which something is progressing, and if you jump into that, then someone will say, oh, she's a trendy girl, he's a trendy boy, right? People will say that. So trend is something that is happening nowadays. So when I say about entrepreneurship, it has become a trend in our country, yes or no? So if you want to have an idea and see that this is a trend that is happening, I can take advantage of it. Maybe I can start something of my own. So that is the first way to spot a trend. So having said that, trend can also manifest in 3 different ways. First trend is social trend. So see around yourself, what is a social trend that you think is happening nowadays? First is social trend, second है technological trend. So what is the social trend that you are seeing nowadays in our nation? Social trend. Just think. Social trend. Am I making sense or I'm just boring you out? Please tell me, because I don't know. All of you are like so blank face that you want to shoot arrow at me, shoot stones at me, or shoot paper rocket at me. Yeah. So what is the trend? Social trend. Just go back to your home or go back to somewhere else where you feel like relaxed and tell me what is a social trend. Yes. Watching the mobile, okay. Watching the mobile is a trend. Isn't it that people are now becoming health conscious? People are now becoming health conscious and now they have started, going to gym. Now there are different apps like Healthify, which is trying to measure your calories. There is also a lot of organic foods are coming into different marts. Yes or no? Last year was called as a year of millets. Yes or no? You'll see a lot of change in the agriculture, what is that farming, vertical farming. People are really trying to become healthy. People are trying to take a closer look at the way they consume things. Isn't it a part of a social trend? So for example, now when I asked someone that what is the resources that you have in your country, so someone said that agriculture. So take agriculture and then take this notion of becoming healthy and fitter India. So how can you join this agriculture and the social trend to make or start a business? Can you start something, bakery, a simple bakery from natural resources that you have in your state, and you can run a small business? Yes or no? The next one is technological trends. So what is the technological trends that you see? Huh? Vlogging. Okay, vlogging. So how vlogging has changed trends? So all of us scroll cell phones, right? Now what vlogging has does? Information is reaching to us through the YouTubers, yes or no? And they have so much power to influence you to make or purchase a product or service, yes or no? So can you do something for your state where you can sensitize people of other parts of India, right? And make them aware that, okay, this is what is happening in our state. And you can earn revenue out of it. What is the other technological trends? The journey from landline to cell phones. The journey from camera to GoPro. So aren't this example of technology? So innovation is happening, yes or no? So when we talk about innovation, sometimes our brain is hardwired to, concentrate only in terms of product or service. Innovation can also happen in the way you deliver your products to the customer, right? So innovation can happen in the form of delivery. Innovation can happen in the form of getting to a new location. Innovation can happen in the form of a business model. Let's take an example of how many of you know steam engine? It was a mode of transportation, yes, but now do we see steam engines? What we see now? Electric vehicles. Isn't it an example of a technological trends? Now having said that, so you need to take note of that, what are the trends and how it can provide me an opportunity to take advantage of it. So for example, government has made for UPSC, they have made some relaxation, isn't it? Yes or no? So that's an opportunity that government is giving to you. So it depends on you how alert you are, how clever you are to take advantage of that trend. The next thing, how can you take advantage of the opportunities? Solving problems. Our life is filled with problems every day. But what do we do, or how we do to solve these problems? Solve problems. How do we solve problems in our day-to-day life? You talk about it, you share with feelings. I'll tell you an example of how problems were solved and it helped a person to start his or her own business. Mama Earth. कितने लोगों ने नाम सुना है Mama Earth? How many of you are using the products of Mama Earth? Do you know how Mama Earth started? So the founder is Ghazal Alag, okay, and her husband Varun Alag, okay. So they were having a baby, okay. And then they realized the products that are in the market for the babies were like loaded with chemicals. It didn't have a healthier option. So they have a very nice way of saying things. If you can't eat it, then don't put it on your skin also. And that was a way that Mama Earth was started. How many of you have seen Forest Essentials? Forest Essentials, if you go to Hyderabad airport, you'll see a lot of Forest Essentials. Do you have it in Vijayawada? Forest Essentials? Totally, it's a luxury Ayurveda. If you read the story of that woman, it's, you know, she had really had to overcome difficult times in her life. She had to divorce her husband. Both her parents died, and she was a widow at the age of 28 with 2 children. And the way her business started was she was out in a holiday, okay, and at that time the current was like going on and off, on and off. So they were lighting candles, okay. So we have seen that when the candles is like burned out, the wax, you know, stays inside. So what they did was they accumulated different, you know, this unused wax, and then again used to light as a candle. And then she realized, why can't I make it as a soap? Okay, and then she went on to search of organic soap, because at that point of time the soaps that are also in the market were still, there are some soap which are loaded with chemicals which are not good for our skin. So the point of making you say things is that please observe around yourself that what a person is doing, why he or she is doing. What if I could contribute a way to doing things that makes him or her life easier? That is the way, that's the first way to, you know, make or think about innovation. How unconventionally you do the conventional things in your life. That's the biggest starting way of approaching towards innovation. How conventionally, how simple you can make a difficult thing to make a person do in his or life. Now ChatGPT has come. Now when a professor is giving you assignment, you immediately take help of ChatGPT, and the thing that you could have done in 2 hours, it is done in 20 minutes. Yes or no? So ChatGPT is a beautiful example of technological innovation. And someone has really thought about it because it was a problem. So we are surrounded with problems every day, every time. At the moment we are speaking now, it's problem. But do you have that lens to magnify it and to see what I can do about it? And how can you do about it is by identifying the opportunity, right? See what are the trends, what are the gaps that you can, you know, fill. There is one last before I close the session. How many of you had eaten Naturals ice cream? Naturals ice cream, it's, others have not eaten or don't like ice cream. You like ice cream. So what is your favorite brand of ice cream? Huh? Arun ice cream. Okay, Arun ice cream is famous in southern belt. Okay, but Naturals ice cream, you have heard about it, right? So natural ice cream also had a very wonderful story. So the person who started was Mr. Raghunandan Kamath. Okay, so he belonged to state of Karnataka, and his family had a farming background, and he did not even complete his education. Okay, so their family moved from Karnataka to Mumbai because of earning more money. So Mr. Kamath was trying to help his brother in his outlet. So both of the brothers opened a small outlet in Mumbai, okay, and they were trying to sell this what do you say, what is the famous food of Bombay? Vada pav. right? So they were selling vada pav in Mumbai, okay? And Raghunandan Kamath family had a habit of making homemade ice cream. And if you go back in 1980s and 1990s, the only ice cream flavor that you could get was vanilla, okay, and strawberry sometimes, and chocolate was not that enough, okay? So Raghunandan Kamath saw that people, after eating something, they had a habit of ending the food on a sweet note. How many of you eating your food, you want to eat something sweet that will make you feel good? A lot of people do, right? So that is the only thing that he has observed, that people always wanted to end their meal on a sweeter note, right? And then he thought that back in the family they always have lot of fruit, right? And they can make different varieties of ice cream out of it, maybe lychee, maybe coconut, and that was the starting point of natural ice cream. Natural ice cream, as you speak now, they have more variety, like 100 varieties of ice cream in their stall. So what I'm saying is just takes an simple observation, idea, opportunity, and the way you execute it by having a firm belief on yourself, right? That's the starting or the bridge of innovation, technology, and making your lives easier. So with this, I end my lecture here. Thank you so much for listening to my talk. I don't know if I made sense, but I actually gave whatever I knew to and had to share this knowledge with you. So please have that belief in yourself. You all are wonderful, and you can do so many things that you are not aware of. Maybe someone like my father can show you around that what you are actually worth of. With this, thank you so much. Thank you, Kale University, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, and happy Women's Day to all of you.
Dr. Mohammada ma'am, Dr. Sukirti ma'am, and Sri Lakshmi ma'am to please felicitate the guest.
Good afternoon to all. Let's give a warm welcome to Karishma ma'am. Karishma is a highly accomplished individual with a strong background in both biotechnology and clinical research. She holds a prestigious MTech in biotechnology where she achieved the distinction of being a gold medalist. Further strengthening her expertise, she holds a PG diploma in clinical research. Karishma is a passionate entrepreneur and the driving force behind Cavaxian clinical research. Her vast encompasses a multitude of areas within the clinical research field. Training and coaching, SMO activities, quality assurance and safety, business development and lead generation, networking and placement, clinical trials design activities. With her impressive qualifications, entrepreneurial spirit, and diverse expertise, Karishma is sure to bring valuable insight to our discussion today. Please join me, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Great evening, one and all. I'm so glad today to stand here, and I would like to thank one and all who invited me, right from the person who I'm recommended to be here today. So this is Karishma Rampilla. I'm the director and founder of Cavaxian Clinical Research, born and brought up in Vijayawada, raised from KL University, being a student of here biotechnology, pursuing my research, driving towards the force, and then moving into the industry. I understood a lot of parts over where the skill needs to be focused. So my current the scenario what I want to talk in front of you with you is today the journey that I had been through. Being in the research industry, being understand how the skill is needed, what actually the requirement of industry needs. So I initiated my entrepreneur journey over here. So I would like to introduce these things towards you. It would be very glad if you can be, connectively talking with me so that I can talk more insights about how this journey had made, not simple I say, but yes, successfully. So the first part, before I want to introduce where this business of, where this organization of Cavaxian Clinical Research has started. So first thing I would like to tell you is, when a student is coming outside, no matter from a university, no matter from a normal, good qualified college, it is not giving a complete value. That means, say like graduation or post-graduation, PhD, or your master's, it's not sounding that when you're putting your profile, your resume towards job interviews. So I personally feel that. So because even I have an organization, when I ask, open to recruit a new candidate, I certainly see a lot of skill is getting, not actually required as per the industry. That means you mean to say, like, if you can ask me a question, so don't you say that everything is not cooking in the academics, are not academic syllabus not being updated? Yes, I could give an answer for that. See, my focus today is what is a skill is getting developed in the academics, what is industry needs particularly, and how this entrepreneur journey can help you to try, giving a good rapport in between, building the ecosystem. So what I say is, skill is happening at the academics level. But to be frank, I personally feel education is actually of two different types. One format of the education is a formal education, but one format of the education is entirely continuous learning platform. How many agree of it? So one pathway is formal learning, like what I am telling you previously. Go do your BTech, MTech, or do your bachelor's, master's, go for abroad, get another degree over there, pursue PhD, then coming to the industry, or by the time crack a, campus-based placement. This kind of atmosphere, what you see actually is a routine journey path, but still this is called as a formal learning education program. Am I right or wrong? But what am I telling this story is, see, there is another part of educational program which is called as continuous learning program. So that means the programs that you get, the syllabus that you get, the courses, the credits, whatever you are earning in your academic career is equal to sustainably get your degree and on whole, in your academic level. But degree that turns out, if you want to keep it out to international programs or grab an opportunity internationally, this has not been sufficient, right? So there is a gap between this and that. What is it actually? So my focus is this gap. What you are seeing is entirely called as continuous learning program. So I mean, to the academics end, when you are learning, make sure you are grabbing something, trying to go for workshops, conferences, webinars, meetups, summits. These days, a lot of things are happening. As previous even a guest was talking about the entrepreneur journey program, lot of insights she was trying to implement over there, telling about how innovative idea can put you out among 100 different people who are getting certified or graduated every year. So that simple idea what you get today will may turn out to be good tomorrow, but yes, you may see the hurdles but do not get back. So that simple point what she was trying to give you is literally important in academic level, because the skill is here getting industry is needing the skill. The developing of that skill is important. So I mean, how many of here are from like background with biotech and pharmacy? Just want to check the rapport. Background from pharmacy, biotechnology of here. No one? Just one? Biotech? Okay, final years? PhD is great. So are the others? That's it? Okay, so what I see is, especially I would like to talk about in this biotech industry. What I mean, thing that where we are developing the product at the biotech level, no matter the product can be a drug, a vaccine, a cosmetic product, or any medical device you consider, everything should go properly being tested before it's coming out into market. For example, previous startup what the other lecturer was giving, sugar. So it's a cosmetic company, but still they had a product that is having a proof of concept to be standing innovative in the market. Yes or no? So for that, how they'll be proving it? To be tested in the animal model or on a human body is obviously needed to say that yes, we had a good concept, our product is working well, we are having this mixture of compositions or the ingredients inbuilt, and our product has different status. So this means the ruling out technology, the methodology that we are following is really important. So ma'am, is it okay or there's something going on? Okay, because I see everyone is, that's okay, right? Yeah. So yeah, so with the continuous learning programs, the skill is really getting updated, and these days universities and the colleges are also giving a very good thumbs up for NAAC accreditations and all, where I personally feel that these accreditations definitely need student profiles needs to be updated. Apart from the industry knowledge, they should get extra industrial certifications, go for an internship, work for 3 months, 6 months, you grab an experience, publish papers. So these skills are getting obviously mandatory for every person who is entering into the academics, right? So NAAC accreditations, the quality of what they are doing, the universities or the colleges, what they are updating is supporting for a part of skill development which is needed for industry. So when I sit here, my entity would like to introduce me. So this is a company where I was being founded, which is an edtech company actually initiated in 2018. I started facing a lot of, gap where what actually is being fitting, because this research field, what I picked is clinical research, which is very tricky and no one is being aware of it. As I'm talking, sugar product, whatever she is keeping in front in the society, it should be having a proof of concept. If I go stand ask in front of them, I'll ask her, do you have proof of concept? How are you keeping your product out into the market? No, I'll ask the question because I'm coming from the research background. You ask me, you give me anything. If you ask me this watch, a wearable watch which is collecting your data, what data it collects? Your heartbeat, your pulse, your SO2, your oxygen. So these things are collecting. So I do stand in front of this organization who had developed this product. How do you have the proof of concept? Why should I purchase this product? Have you done clinical trials previously on humans? So that's where my question started. So, but practically I've seen till today many Ayurvedic products which are available in the market. You can say right from your green tea till cosmetic products, till the products that are working for women oriented fibroids, PCOS, many ruling out problems. They say Ayurvedic is just something that is will not give any side effect. Yes or no? Usually we hear this, but to be frank, they should do clinical trials. But technically what is happening is these products are coming out into the market with a label of FSSAI, which is a food grade ingredient. They say everything is picked, it is from the kitchen, we picked up all the raw materials such as wild ginger, it's turmeric. What it harms? That's what they say. Or it's just something we picked up from the forest raw materials. But to be frank, each and every ingredient, when you're mixing it to a combination, putting it as a product out into the market for a therapeutic use, you should have a host of clinical trials that could be relevant to a preclinical and animal model, or could be on a human body directly. So when my pickup of this particular education after my master's here in KL University, I moved out to abroad. I understood a lot of research knowledge over there. So I pursued my postgraduate diploma in clinical research. So then I thought, when I was trying to initiate things here, nothing is over here. Even the department where I worked, even the other branded colleges in international in India is not actually having an awareness of what is clinical trials. Clinical trials are something that, to be frank, when a product is coming out in the market, do the test on human beings, which are consent oriented, who the people who are having good knowledge in this industry, research industry, who's having the pulse, hospital should be recognized with emergency, lot. But no one has been aware actually. But yes, we have some organizations who's working to develop the products, clinical trials, but technically they are being settled to do the business at their premises only. It's not been expanding. Expanding means it is not coming towards skill. Developing the skill is not happening. So that made me to stand front. I started my career over there in US, came back, thought of taking again an industry knowledge here what's happening in India. Because to put a product out, to approve a product out into market in India, Indian guidelines will be different, FDA guidelines will be different. So again I thought of taking another career, took a chance of 3 to 4 years. Being a woman, again I do have my challenging life, had kids, couple of years, raising them, but I never stopped. It was a peak COVID time when I initiated, yes, skill should be developed here because clinical research is not been aware. So I remembered still meeting Dr. Giridhar sir with all the professionals in this Dean academics with a baby of 16 days. My second kid, COVID 2022, I gave birth. So along with him, I came here, gave my skill important proposal. I said, sir, this is really needed in the industry. Skill of clinical research is not happening, which has been internationally recognized. Neither the student can get an opportunity to spread their wings globally, give a chance for Indian market, because many startups have been arising here. Healthcare startups, medtech startups are coming up. So that maybe, it was a lucky chance. So I started from there 2018 to support students to train on what is this field. This have many domains, 7 different domains. How many domains are coming under? And that's the next step. Like, where can I place them? It's not obviously just gathering everyone. Okay, this is something that is important, get trained and all. Again, there should be a proper ecosystem that can help student to nourish their career. Right. So that way, again, my second step started. It was very, very, very short time what I have in hand, but there's a pulse of students gaining. Knowledge has been acquired. Different industry experts joined me. To be frank, everyone are women in my company. So everyone started to, the place where it was so-called Vijayawada, which is not against to healthcare system, against to, affordable, not a costly part. This courses are pretty costly outside actually. So it was really challenging for me. First thing, to convince the industry, educational, academic experts like principals, HODs, professors, and the second thing is interacting with hospitals to let them understand, let's host clinical trials here. You have good patient pool. We are here to support you. We are industry experts, will be here. This bridging took me a lot of time. And now here I am. Today, I'm really happy. Though I had a break, I started my, initiating all these things. But today I'm in a place where if you give me a product, I can host a clinical trial. I do have that team, that women team who is supporting me, who is skilled, certified, and who can host clinical trials. And now in Vijayawada, my focus is more towards Andhra to bring majority of hospitals into clinical research domain. We were associated with majority of hospitals, Capital, Centenary, Rainbow today. We were in, these hospitals are really, really good, having gynec, gastro, cardiology, whatnot, oncology, HCG also in Vijayawada, oncology we are. So these sectors of hospitals what we are associated with, we bring up trials, we support executing the trials in these hospitals and support the certified students over here. That means my main innovation what we want to turn out is develop the skill. So this reason why I gave this practical example, what I am nourishing today is to understand the need where the skill is. It's not only confined to this industry or clinical research industry, it is something that is beyond. Like majority of IT, CS computers, AI is being implemented, ChatGPT is implemented, whatnot, SAS, these methodologies really, really neat. So grab, that's what I feel like. Skill development being as an educational tech startup, being awarded last year as top 10 innovative startups in clinical research domain, Skevexion. But what I still, it's not still done. There's a lot more to achieve. Students should understand, because I'm still in that phase where no one is understanding what is research, what is the importance of coming the product out into market without proper being tested. Okay, so that's where the struggle is. So you can see, just if someone can help me to show as my work is. Move the slides, please. So this is my motto. Be the change in inventing new medicine. So once you get trained, got a good education, get a chance, take a chance to try giving to be first for inventing a new medicine which is not still in the market. So now we are in a leading full service. As I told, we can host now the clinical trials with the hospitals we are associated with across India with 25 plus hospitals, developing more here in Andhra. So the boost team over here is, as I told, skill is first. Developing the skill is important before I move into developing my project. So we had today, till today, with respect to KLU, I am so happy to tell we had certified more than 300 students. And out of that, 45 students were interned inside my company with various hospitals we had this academic year. Yep. So this is my team. We were, like as I said, it is absolutely women. We have a team that can help to support academic activities, whatever question you ask regarding clinical trials, like regulatory affairs, medical writing, medical coding, SAS, clinical SAS, quality assurance, auditings, yes, I say every certification we have in. And these certifications are not confined to local. We have been accredited by American Society of Clinical Research to get a global picture of this for students as well. And so one more thing we were implementing and we already nourished starting is brightening the startups. So I am associated with various incubation centers in India to support the startups across in who is having the medical devices, who's having healthcare products, any therapeutic product it could be, we are helping them to understand how to conduct clinical trial. So we hosted many workshops for incubation center startups as well. So, and we support them later for host of clinical trials which are cost effective way. And so 2018 we started as an educational firm. 2020 more we spread across with the ecosystem built, various hospitals we are associated hosting clinical trials, and now we are in full swing of SMO activities and business development aspects of clinical research organizations. So these are our services, right from preclinical animal model services we are starting with, academic clinical trials to host. Lately we are also developing a technology that could support a subject. Subject means a patient who is not having effort for treatment. So this is what I have my own startup to work in. We are having an innovative idea where we want to put forward for a patient who is not able to afford for treatment. For example, we see XYZ patient who is having a cancer who is not able to afford from her penny pocket. So what we have, we'll identify that type of subjects suitable for clinical trials, because clinical trials are something which is zero of cost. We don't need to take anything. So all the treatment would be advanced, all the treatment would be already nourished, protocol is been completely screened, qualified by regulatory body of our country. So that means quality of life is promised back for the patient, for sure. So that kind of patients will be encouraged more with our application what we are developing soon ahead. Maybe luckily if work is going good with my team support, we could see this to happen in 2026 to turn out, where we can understand where the eligibility of patient is to join into clinical trial, which is really needed for the society as well. So this, so these are all our accreditations. As I told, we had been licensed with American Association Council for Conduct of Clinical Research Education, and we are still in the process of application. Startup India recognized. So these are all the clinical trials we hosted pastly. We are open for all the indications, as I told. We dealt with thyroid eye disease problems, we dealt with women fibroids, PCOS studies, and we dealt with anemia, bladder cancer, COVID as well. COVID clinical trials also we had done. So these are my academic progress what we had did. As I told, skill is my majority. Even if I host my projects internally. I want to enhance more the skill. So that's where my progress, we have hosted more than I think 15 to 20 workshops only in Andhra. Physically trained, sitting for 30 hours for students. Majority of the students have been certified. So these are the companies we are associated with the students to place an opportunity for them in clinical research domain. Just move please. So that's it from my end. So what I feel is, so to introduce my journey towards this entrepreneur as a woman, I see challenges are coming up definitely. Like I've heard one of them are saying family responsibilities come up certainly in between. But yes, what I still feel is, see, the skill, the society, social need, what is there. Make sure you're focusing on that. Never ever a woman can get back. And be energized all through. The innovation is not only an answer to sustainably sit in the market. The driving force, the hard work that you do, I believe the work to be, progressing if you do the hard work. So, and obviously the skill of business also is needed. So the way you target your commercials, the way you target, develop the team, managing the team, skilling the team, all is important, to be frank. And yes, I now reveal one major thing is I'm the only person to deal this entire entity. I don't have any co-founders, I don't have any helpers, or someone who's helping me from the business end or something. It's entirely the knowledge what I want to put it out for skill. And what I feel personally is, yes, family is there to support all the way to carry the kids and all, but still, yes, I want to be a mother. Being a mother, I want to give my 100% quality of time to kids as well, along with my business. So that's where I feel personally, women is not today or tomorrow. It is an evergreen process, continuous thing. This here, I mean, no matter you are here in this country or another country, women is all the way. The way you dream is important. Thank you so much for inviting, and I hope this simple thing had made a difference in understanding about the women power. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your lecture, ma'am. And I would like to invite Sirisha ma'am and Sri Lakshmi ma'am. So please come to felicitate our guest. Neelima ma'am, please. Sukirti ma'am.
The problem is too many programs.
Good evening, everybody. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Shravani Raipuri Madam to give her speech.
So good evening everyone. So belated happy Women's Day. Myself Dr. Shravani, gynecologist from Vikas Hospitals, Guntur. So today I want to discuss with you one of the health issues related to women, which is very common among women, not of your age, but later when you enter like 35 to 45, you should be very much aware of this cervical cancer, that is cervical cancer. So I just will try to make you aware of cervical cancer. So what is cervix? I think you might not know what is cervix. So it is the lower part of the uterus. Uterus is the organ where we carry children when the women are pregnant. So the lower part of this uterus is cervix, and overgrowth of cervical cells more than the normal count of the cells. It is cervical cancer. So it is the overgrowth of cells present in the cervix, and from the cervix it may spread to other distant organs in the body like liver, lungs, bladder. So when it metastasizes, so it is an advanced cancer where it cannot be treated by surgery also. So it should be detected in the initial stage, and even it should be screened even before we diagnose it. So the cause of this cervical cancer is human papilloma virus, which is transmitted by sexual transmission in women. And the common age to get this, to start this cancer, is between 35 to 44 years, and the most common age when we diagnose it will be like around 50 years, like 40 to 50 years. Next. So that's what. Most common age group where we could detect this is between 55 to 59 years. Though it starts between 35 to 45, by the time we detect it, the woman might be between 55 to 59 years. Next. So why I am discussing only cervical cancer, though we have ovarian cancers, other cancers also, endometrial cancer, there are other gynecological cancers also. But why I want to discuss about cervical cancer is the case load of cervical cancer among women. Every day only in India, like around 320 women are being died due to the cervical cancer. That much is the burden of the cervical cancer, especially in our country. So if we take, for example, every day 100 new, for example, if 100 cases are being newly diagnosed throughout the world, of those 100 cases, 23 cases are from our country only. And deaths due to cervical cancer, among 100 deaths, 25% of the deaths due to cervical cancer are from India. So what are the causes? Why do women get this cervical cancer? So early marriage, getting married in early ages, giving birth to a child in very early age, okay, having multiple sexual partners, not only you and your partner, the husband also having other multiple partners would be also a risk to you getting the cervical cancer. And using oral contraceptive pills for prolonged time, more than 5 years and so like that, and smoking, and having a family history, either one of your family members like in the first generation or the second, even prior to that, having a history, that is also a risk factor. And as I said, early marriage and having more number of children. These are the risk factors to get a cervical cancer. So as I said prior, human papilloma virus is the cause for the cervical cancer. Like COVID-19, for example, COVID-19, we numerize it like 19, we give a particular number to a particular type of the COVID virus. Similarly, in HPV, like in human papilloma virus also, approximately 100 types are there. But not all the 100 types of viruses are giving us the cervical cancer. Certain types are dangerous, and among them, number 16 and 18 are the most dangerous, which will give the cervical cancer. And other small dangerous types like number 6 and 11, they might cause just small warts, some other small bumps like areas in the cervix. So the vaccines which we give as HPV vaccines would be targeting mainly these 4 type of viruses. Majorly that 16 and 18, which is directly related to the cervical cancer, and 6 and 11. So this is the same thing which I have explained in the previous slide, the risk factors of getting the cervical cancer. Next. So how do you identify? How can we know that a woman is having cervical cancer? What are the symptoms? Firstly, abnormal discharge. Many of the women comes to us like with a complaint of white discharge. Not all white discharge is related to cervical cancer. I want to stress this, please. Don't worry. Every woman having white discharge, it is not cervical cancer. Having white discharge among women is quite normal. Okay, especially prior to our menstrual cycle. It is quite normal. When we should consider it to be abnormal or think something pathological is happening with the white discharge means when it is excessive than the normal, and when it is having a very bad smell, we can identify it. Any change in the color of the discharge, these are one of the symptoms of cervical cancer. And abnormal vaginal bleeding out of the menstrual period phase, like even other than the menstrual period days, having abnormal bleeding, and that bleeding also of more quantity, abnormal quantity. So heavier and longer menstrual cycles, and having discomfort while passing urine. This symptom will be seen in advanced stage. When the cervical cancer even spreads to bladder, then you will have this difficulty in passing urine also, and loss of bladder control. Okay, unknowingly passage of urine due to loss of the control in advanced stages, and pain during sexual intercourse, and constantly you will be feeling fatigue, generalized weakness. All time you will be feeling that weakness, and pelvic pain in the lower abdominal area, and unexplained weight loss. You will be progressively losing weight, and leg pain. These are the symptoms. And among all these symptoms, the upper 3 are the most common: abnormal vaginal discharge, prolonged and heavy cycles, and abnormal vaginal bleeding. Next. So as we all know, the common dictum in medicine is prevention is better than cure. So cervical cancer is the only cancer which we can identify even before it symptomizes, like even before the symptoms start, even 10 years before the initial symptoms of cervical cancer start, we can identify it by some screening test. Screening test is which one we do before the diagnosis of the disease, even before the disease starts. Diagnostic test is the one which we do after the disease has started already. Okay, even before the disease starts, we can do a screening test for cervical cancer called pap smear. It will identify the possibility of the woman getting the cervical cancer in the next future, 10 years prior to getting the disease. Even 10 years before getting the disease, we can identify it. So that is the importance of pap smear. So every woman should get it done every 3 years from the age of 25 years itself. Starting from age of 25 years itself. Okay, next. So these are the preventive aspects where how we can prevent cervical cancer. One is getting regular gynecological checkups. Okay, not only when you have something like abnormal vaginal discharge or something when you have any menstrual abnormalities. Not only like that, make a habit of having a regular gynecological checkups being a woman. Okay, and as I said, pap smear, and the other one is the only cancer, the gynecological cancer or overall cancers where we have a vaccine for a cancer is the cervical cancer, that is HPV vaccine. vaccine targeted to the types which I have mentioned earlier, like 6, 11, 16 and 18 of the HPV virus. Next. So there are the levels of prevention. Primary prevention, it is like vaccination against HPV. Even before we are infected with the HPV virus, getting vaccinated for that. Just like we get our children immunized with vaccinations right from the birth. Okay, all women should get vaccinated. If you have girl child, make her vaccinated at the age of 9 years itself. That is the right age. 9 to 14 years is the right age to start her vaccinated with this HPV vaccine. And secondary prevention is, as I said, screening test for the cervical cancer like pap smear. And tertiary prevention, it is the already disease has started and identifying it in early stage as early as possible by the diagnostic tests. That is tertiary prevention. So all of us should be in the stage of primary prevention and secondary prevention only. We don't want to go for tertiary prevention stage. Okay. Next. So vaccination. This is about vaccination. As I said, HPV vaccination. Next. So once if you get the HPV vaccination schedule, it is like a 2-dose schedule or a 3-dose schedule based upon the age of the girl. If she is between 9 to 14 years, only 2 doses are enough. If she is past 14 years, then 3 doses are required. And the schedule I'll let you know in the next slide. And once if the dose, the course of the doses is finished, how long the immunity does last is, it can last even for more than 10 years and even more. And as we suggest, only one time vaccination is enough in life. No need to repeat the vaccination dose again. So who all should avoid taking this vaccine? Women who are pregnant and breastfeeding, at that time they should not get this vaccination. And any people who got the first dose of vaccine and they got some adverse reactions to that first dose of vaccine, they should not get the next dose, any adverse reaction in the first dose. And who are allergic to yeast and yeast related products also should not get this HPV vaccine. And who have severe acute illness, like at the time of vaccination, they should be not having any acute illness. So as I said, if we are giving to a girl child of age between 9 to 14 years, 2 doses of the vaccine is enough. So today if we give the vaccine, you consider it to be first dose, and the second dose should be given after 6 months of this first dose. Minimum 6 months difference should be there, distance should be there between first and second dose if the child is between 9 to 14 years. And if she is more than 14 years, we should give 3 doses. So all of you, if you want to get vaccinated now, you should be going with 3 doses of vaccination. Okay. So today if it is the first dose, the next dose will be after 1 or 2 months of this first dose, and again the third dose will be after 6 months from today. So it will be like today, if you consider it as 0, then second dose will be after 1 or 2 months and third dose will be after 6 months. So as I said, this is also the same thing. So initial startup will be given between 9 to 14 years. Even if we miss getting vaccinated between 9 to 14 years of age, we can get catch-up vaccination even until 45 years of age also. Okay, next. So by getting the cervical vaccine, HPV vaccine, we can decrease the load of the cervical cancer in the world by 2/3 of the present burden. Next. So these are the 2 main preventive steps I mentioned, like in the prior slides, as I mentioned, getting pap smear test from the age of 25 years every 3 years, for every 3 years, and also getting HPV vaccination. These are the 2 main preventive steps to avoid the cervical cancer. So recently in IAP immunization schedule, along with the routine vaccines like BCG, OPV and all, recently our finance minister has introduced this HPV vaccination also, but it will be given by the government only to the children between 9 to 14 years. So above 14 years, if people want to get vaccinated, the government is not providing. It should be, you can get it on your own from other hospitals. So be aware of this cancer, which is preventable by taking screening and vaccination. So starting from 25 years, get screened by pap smear and get your vaccination done. Okay? So that we can be cervical cancer free in a short time in the future. Thank you. So next, Dr. Niharika will be discussing about chronic kidney disease, because this is a kidney disease awareness month. If you don't know, this March is a kidney disease awareness month. She will enlighten you on kidney diseases.
Thank you, Dr. Shravani ma'am. Now I would like to call upon Director of Vikas Hospital, Dr. Niharika madam, nephrologist.
A very good evening, everyone. First, I would like to congratulate KL University and Femflare to organizing this fest and the grand success of it. Why do we celebrate Women's Day? Like we celebrate Women's Day, we have so many healthy days also. For example, it's a coincidence, today is a National Vaccination Day also, as ma'am has suggested. So please all of you get vaccinated for HPV and encourage your children to get vaccinated for it. And March is the National Kidney Month. Every year, second Thursday of March, we will celebrate as World Kidney Day. So, and the theme of this year is kidney health for all. So, we should all agree that women, we all have a bad habit. So, what is it? We will take care of our entire family members, our spouse, in-laws, kids, siblings and everyone, but we will neglect our health. So, we all should agree about it. So, if we are aware of the health diseases, we can protect our family. So, I am Dr. Niharika, General Physician, Consultant Nephrologist, Transplant Physician and one of the directors in Vikas Hospitals, Guntur. Today, as being a nephrologist, I want to fulfill my role and I want to create awareness and educate you about chronic kidney disease. So today I am going to discuss about what are the risk factors for chronic kidney disease, how to diagnose it, what are the signs and symptoms of kidney disease and how to prevent it. So what is chronic kidney disease? I think you are all aware of the terms acute and chronic. So acute kidney disease is different from chronic kidney disease. Acute means the time span should be less than 90 days. CKD, chronic disease is the duration is more than 90 days. So persistence of renal dysfunction, that kidney failure for more than 90 days, then only we will label it as chronic kidney disease. Next. So as per the statistics, what is the prevalence of chronic kidney disease? Among the world and India also, the prevalence of chronic kidney disease is 10%. That is, every 1 in the 10 people are suffering from chronic kidney disease. And the worst part is, chronic kidney disease is a silent killer. That is what I am saying, because out of 10, 9 out of 10 patients with chronic kidney disease are not aware of their disease, because till the late stages it will be asymptomatic. So 9 out of 10 CKD people are not aware that they are having kidney disease. So what are the common causes of kidney disease? Diabetes and hypertension. What is the diabetes capital of the world? Anyone know? India. It's the sad thing, but India is the diabetes capital of the world. So this diabetes and along with hypertension, these two are the most common causes of chronic kidney disease. So one among our family members will be definitely either diabetic or hypertensive. So everyone is prone to get the kidney disease. So, and the bad thing is, we all know the tip of the iceberg phenomenon. So the iceberg will be of a big size, but whatever it is visible to the outside is the only the tip. So it's the same with the CKD also. So the CKD problem or CKD burden is so much huge, but we are not aware of it. So until the patient comes to the stage 5, so we can detect it at the, patient will be symptomatic only at that stage. So it's the tip of the iceberg phenomenon. Patient will only come to the doctor when they reach the stage 5, and the stage 1, 2, 3, 4 all are asymptomatic and we can't recognize it. Next. So why we are discussing what is the impact of CKD? So CKD is just chronic kidney disease. So in the stage 4 and stage 5 also, patient can be managed with medicines only. But once it reaches ESRD, that is end stage renal disease, patient will be needing either dialysis, either hemodialysis or peritoneal dialysis or renal transplantation. And CKD is associated with increased mortality because CKD is a risk factor for cardiovascular disease and patients are more prone to infections, and so the patients are more prone to having the increased risk of mortality. So, and it will be economic burden to the patient also and the family also. So CKD, there is no end for CKD. So if the patient gets CKD, if the patient is on medical management also, they have to purchase so many medicines every month. And if the patient reaches the ESRD stage, they will be on hemodialysis or peritoneal dialysis. That is very costly. Along with the dialysis expenses, they have to take their antihypertensives and hematinics and other supportive therapy also. Even once they were transplanted, so they should be on lifelong immunosuppression. So it will be a definitely economic and psychological burden to the patient and the family also. So what are the risk factors for chronic kidney disease? So as I already said, diabetes and hypertension contribute to 40 to 50% of the chronic kidney diseases. And next is heart problems or stroke. Obesity. Obesity can cause diabetes, obesity can cause hypertension, obesity can cause CKD, obesity can cause MIs also. And family history of chronic kidney disease, tobacco use and more than 60 plus years. Other risk factors include using so much of painkillers. What are the symptoms? So CKD is a silent killer. We don't know till the late stages. So when you are having these signs and symptoms, you should go and meet a nephrologist or a general physician to get your kidneys tested. So what are those symptoms? Nausea and vomiting, tiredness or generalized weakness, loss of appetite, swelling around eyes or swelling in the feet, bubbling of urine or foamy urine because of proteinuria, loss of protein in urine, persistent itching, patient will be having dry itchy skin, shortness of breath when the fluid gets accumulated in the lungs, sleep difficulties. In the late stages, patient can present with coma also. How to diagnose? So it's not a very big test. Two simple tests, one blood test and one urine test. In blood, we can measure serum creatinine levels, we'll call as renal function test. We will measure urea and creatinine in blood, and the next test is urine test. Simple urine test. In simple urine sample, so otherwise we'll call urine as a liquid biopsy. In urine sample, we can check for proteins and RBC. So how to prevent this CKD? So with our newer lifestyles and everything, we are more prone to get diabetes and hypertension. So these two are the main culprits for all diseases. So first we should modify our lifestyle by maintaining healthy lifestyles. So we should increase our physical activity. We should decrease our salt intake because of all these junk food. Salt intake is very high in our diet. Adequate hydration is important because dehydration can lead to kidney stones and kidney failure also. And smoking cessation, alcohol abstinence. And if everyone should get screened for diabetes and hypertension once they reach age of 18. So because now diabetes and hypertension we are seeing in the children also. So we should screen for diabetes and hypertension. If you are diabetic and hypertensive, it should be under strict control. Control of proteinuria. If you are having foam in urine, you should get tested for loss of protein in urine. So the doctor will give you the prescription of ACE inhibitors and ARBs. So avoid OTC or herbal medication. So we should avoid over-the-counter medications and herbal medication also. So 8 golden rules are, as I already discussed, keep fit and active, monitor your BP, drink plenty of water, eat lot of fruits and vegetables, do not smoke, keep a healthy weight, do not take over-the-counter pills. So if you are diabetic, hypertensive, obese, or you are having family history of kidney diseases, so go and meet your doctor. So CKD can be a silent killer. So diabetes and hypertension are the top 2 causes of CKD. Early detection and management is effective in slowing the progression of CKD. Healthy lifestyle plays a major role in delaying the progression of CKD. So a good doctor or a nephrologist does the dialysis. A better one does the transplant. But the best one is the one who prevents the patient from requiring either dialysis or transplant. So prevention is always better than cure. So we should prevent CKD rather than treat CKD. Thank you.
Ma'am, please join us for felicitation. Dr. Niharika ma'am and Dr. Shravani ma'am. I request all the lady faculty of KLEF to join here.
All the lady faculty, please join with us. Ma'am Ragamai ma'am, Lata ma'am, Rajalakshmi ma'am, Bindu ma'am, and other ma'ams, please come. Please join with us.
Good evening, everyone. I can understand that this is going to be a difficult task to be in continuous listening process. That is why Women Development Cell has arranged the guest speakers who are from varied branches and various departments. Now, the next guest of honor that we have today on our campus is Mrs. Ramani Tirchanuru. She is the Vice President, Risk Management, working at JP Morgan. And coming to her profile, there are a lot of things that she has been through, experienced or executed. To give you a few examples of that, she started with the training and development, which consists of team leadership, team building and everything. Then she moved to change management. She has been into stakeholder management, process improvement, process management. She was into different aspects of integrated reviews, back-end operations, MIS reports, issue management, quality assurance, and she has also been into enterprise risk management. Now she is in operational risk management and mitigation process. Coming to the organizations that she has been associated with, she started her journey with HCL. Then she moved to Cognizant, and from there she worked as Assistant Vice President in Bank of America, and currently she is working as Vice President, Risk Management in JP Morgan. If we look at the growth that she has been through and she has witnessed in her professional life, it's not going to be a miracle. Years of persistent work and committed journey. So let us invite Mrs. Ramani Tirchanuru without any further ado to understand her views and experiences and expertise on education and skill development. Welcome you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Hope all are awake. Post lunch, it is very difficult to hear through a lot of lectures, right? This month being a Women's Month, I don't see it as a 1 month or a 1 day as a Women's Day, right? It is every day is a Women's Day. We should celebrate every day as a Women's Day. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Nilima and for giving us such a wonderful welcome, and on all the KL University faculty for inviting me to be part of this gracious event. I don't need to give my another introduction. Dr. Nilima has given us a brief through about what I have achieved so far in the industry. See, if you have to succeed, can we? You. If you have to succeed in the corporate life, it's not so easy. Being a woman, if you have to succeed in the male-dominated society, it's not easy, right? I know most of the students are from BTech who have been part of this auditorium. How many of you want to be in the leadership layer, or how many want to be in the development layer, or from which division you are in your BTech background? Are you from computers or mechanical, civil? Computers. So what do you want to be? App developer. Okay. So if you learn few languages, you can become app developer after 2 years of being an app developer. What is that additional skills which you should acquire to grow in your career? Leadership skills. Why do you think leadership skills are different? Don't you think that your education would give you that skill set? No? So education would give you a base to enter into the industry, right? That gives you a platform to enter into the industry. But how you're going to enhance your skill set by attending various programs. So every organization, right, they're investing so much of budget from their companies' policies, rights, to train the resources for the future leadership. And when we talk about banking and financial industry or the tech industry, we do not have plenty of women leaders. Women leaders are probably 5% when we compare with the industry, right? So the motto what all the organizations have taken, at least 30% of women leaders to be part of the leadership layer. How we can get that 30%, how we can achieve that 30% target, until unless we promote internally and we encourage our women to enhance their skill set so that the leadership qualities can be inbuilt and can get through those layer, right? Women can do multitasking. Am I right? We can manage family, we can manage our professional life, we can balance both. So we can do multitasking. While we're working on a presentation, we can still look at with the team what they are doing. We can guide the team what they have to achieve, right? Currently, the team which I'm managing, I have 60% of women employees, which I'm proudly say that, right? I have only 3 male resources in my process, and they keep on complaining that why you are promoting only women, but that's how I am, right? Being a woman leader, if I don't promote women, then it doesn't make any sense to me, right? And women emotionally, when we call about women leadership, the usual talk where what we hear is women are emotionally weak. We're not weak. We can do wonders when we can overcome those situations and we can still continue our work life, right? We are sentimental, but yet we show the empathy, we show the sympathy. There's a slight difference, right? Sympathy versus empathy. We are empathetic, we're not sympathetic. The male leadership probably show that sympathy, they're not empathetic. We are empathetic to the situation and we drive the people to forego that situation and achieve for the better results. And that's what we do all the days in during the journey, right? And I would say JP Morgan has created that platform for the women leaders to promote women leaders in the banking and financial industry. It's not just banking and financial industry, even the technology team what we hold, right? All the managing directors we have are the women leaders. And my global lead is a woman. And the supporting team, the her directs is only, I think probably 1 or 2 male leaders which we have got. We encourage women leadership and we have various programs to promote women leaders. Currently, the industry is lagging women leaders. And I think women leaders are very much required, and that has to come from the universities, right? Right now, what we are driving is concentrating on the education, probably a bit on the soft skills, which we are looking at, the communication skills or the critical thinking. But what we have to concentrate now is on project management, the program management, and how we can manage, balance out multiple activities at one point of time, right? That is very much important. And if you, theoretically, if you are a developer, probably you can get into a project where you can be part of developing an application and be a product owner for that. After that, if you want to become a manager or a project manager, you need to acquire skills. How can you become a project manager or a program manager? What sort of certifications you require to complete so that you can get into that layer? That is more important, which you need to have that understanding, right? the basic soft skills, the basic life skills which we could have is all about your communication, your critical thinking, your emotional intelligence, how to balance between your personal versus how to have your work-life balance. Probably you can have that theoretical understanding in your college. How you can have it in a practical environment, how you have to utilize your theory into practice. That is more important. Until unless you practice on a day-to-day basis, it will not be possible, right? And earlier, majority of the women used to do this 9 to 6 shift, right? The general shift. And we are comfortable with that. Now we are not. We can do any shift. I do EMEA shift. Do you know what is EMEA shift? We cover UK shift. So which means I log in somewhere around 2:30 in the afternoon and log out around 11:30 in the night. And when in my previous organization, I used to cover all the regions from APAC to US, which means my login is around somewhere around at 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and I log out only at 3 a.m. in the morning. And yet, I'm able to manage my family life and the professional life. And I succeeded in my career. Right? So, women, if you're believing in yourself with a strong mindset, you can succeed in your career. The only challenge which I am seeing in the Gen Z generation, I call Gen Z generation because the current generation is Gen Z generation, right? I just want to share a joke. When I was talking to my team, I was telling that I started my career in 2004, and one of my team members said, "Oh, I was 3 years old." I was like shocked. Oh, okay. I'm still young. I'm not old. I'm still young, right? So when we connect with Gen Z generation, I need to be up to date. I need to understand the new technology. I need to understand what's happening in the market so that I can connect with when I connect with the people, I can have the relevant conversations, right? People aspire to become leaders. In 2 years, 4 years, I want to become a leader. But what skill set we are acquiring to become leaders? Are we doing additionals? Are we doing any certifications to ensure that we are at that level, right? Are we taking up that additional responsibilities? Are we taking up that additional projects to ensure that your name is elevated, you have been considered for that particular role and responsibility? For example, I'll take the example of BTech guys only. You've been given a project. You're supposed to deliver, say, you have a timeline of 3 months. You have to develop the application and you have to do the coding. You have to do it in the UAT environment. You have to release in the UAT environment. You need to complete the testing. So hope you all understand, the computer students, right? You have to do the testing and then release into the production, get the sign-offs, and then continue to provide the production support. Agree? Right? You're done with that. Next, you will move into another project. You will still do the same development, same coding. What is the additional value you are going to bring in if you want to become a leader? What project management skill set you are acquiring? What is the risk and control elements which you are trying to analyze and present it to the leadership? How cost benefit analysis is you are going to implement in your projects? How you are going to do, how you are going to analyze your cost versus benefit? So if I have to invest $150,000 to develop an application which would help me to release 4 FTE of manual effort, that is your cost benefit analysis, and that would be your selling point to move to the next layer. That yes, this person has got that critical thinking and the process excellence of thought process, wherein they are trying to automate the process and generating revenue to the organization. So our thought process has to change in that way, right? Most of the students, most of the the current generation, what we keep on hearing in our team connects is automation is happening, are we going to lose the jobs? As long as you are going to have continuous learning and you are upskilling yourself, I don't see a challenge of losing the job. There are plenty of opportunity. If you are just done, probably I'll take my base MBA students, probably any of the MBA faculty can take it to your students, right? Usually once they're done MBA, I've done my master's in business and business management, so I want to become a manager. It doesn't happen. If you have to become a manager, what are the managerial qualities you have acquired? How you're presenting yourself? Are you able to understand the situation? Are you able to analyze the situation and provide a solution to the group, right? So if you are not able to present this skill set, we will not be in the industry. Most of the women has got that skill set. It's just that it is an inherent fear that, oh, I don't have the skill set. I will not be able to compete in this industry, in this male-dominated society. No. I am still able to succeed, though while I have most of my associates, the female employees, I am, okay, in my leadership table, I am the second one. So we are the only two people in the leadership table. So in every weekly meetings which we discuss, we need to have more women leaders, and we keep on talking about that. Unfortunately, we are not getting women leaders because either the existing staff or existing associates, some of them wanted to kind of quit, and they feel like, okay, I'm not able to balance both work life and the personal life, and they wanted to move out. Or some of them are not interested to continue their career in this organization, or they wanted to go with a general shift culture, right? That 9 to 6. That 9 to 6 is not going to help you to support both your family and your personal choices, right? So you need to be choosy about what you want to, and you still can manage. I know one of the managing directors in my organization who is a mother of 2 kids, raises her kids. She's a single parent, takes care of her kids' needs, and yet she participates in all the NGO programs with whomever we have associated from JP Morgan. And she also spends, so in my organization, right, we kind of, associated with so many NGOs, and we do every month we do have some activities. 1 month will be a wellness being month. So this month is wellness being month. And so we have a lot of wellness being activities. We have conducted JPMC run for 5-kilometer marathon or 10 kilometers marathon. She participates in every event, yet she manages her personal life. So women are capable. What we are losing is that interest, that enthusiasm from the individuals to reach to that state. So if you have that enthusiasm, if you have that goal, if you want to achieve that goal, right, you practice, you continue to upskill yourself, and you would definitely will be there on the leadership table. Whoever wants to enter their life in the corporate industry, first year you might see a struggle to understand the culture. Second year you will get adjusted to that, and third year you will be the pro, right? Once you continue in the culture, you will say, oh, it's nothing, it's a cakewalk for me, right? So upskill yourself. Continuous learning is the key. From technology, from banking and financial sector, we are lagging women leaders. We need women leaders who are thirsty makers, who wants to achieve something in their life, and we are looking for that project management, program management, risk management professionals who can take this world to a different level, right? Because we have seen a lot of challenges, whether it comes from the financial crisis what we are going through right now, the recession which we keep on hearing, and the regulatory standards which has been increased in the industry. We need professionals who can understand the entire process and understand the controls, internal controls, and look for the opportunities for the enhancement of the internal control. So we are firmly looking for the professionals. So I request all the faculty to encourage your students to get into these sort of certifications. It's not just the education which they are doing, the formal education which they are doing, the additional certifications. They can be a project management professional, they can be a scrum master, they can be a certified product owner. There's so many programs which are internationally valid certifications. Please go through that, and if you add those certifications to your profile, it will be a value add, and your resume will stand out in any of the conversations with the recruiters. So for this, I thank the KL faculty for giving me the opportunity, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, we really understand what kind of leadership roles are there and what kind of upskilling process is required. Definitely, we have a clear-cut idea right now, and we understood clearly that your lecture is the most important one to understand what kind of training process has to be given to our management students, specifically for MBA and BBA students. So on this platform, I request you, in future, definitely we'll have a specified session for our management students, and we'll be sending you a formal request for that, and we request you to be thank you so much. And definitely we are going to have it, maybe because of being associated with communication skills and soft skills department and being into the recruitment training process. I felt that there is a dead need of it, and we need to promote our girl students towards this. Thank you very much. I request all the women faculty in the auditorium to come on to the dais. Sridevi ma'am, please. Once again, good evening, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to invite the next guest of honor, the keynote addresser. Why? Because the person is from our own teaching fraternity, Dr. Varalakshmi ma'am, Professor, National Law School, University. Really, it's an enjoying moment to invite another professor who's going to give a keynote address on the most important aspect related to women and girl students. We welcome you with a warm hug and affection to give your keynote address to bring awareness to all our teaching fraternity who are in women as well as the girl students regarding the legal aspects and the problems they are going through and how to encounter them. What kind of relief we can go for in terms of legal justice. We welcome you, ma'am, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. My dear KL University teaching faculty, ladies, and my dear students, student friends. This is a very good platform to present myself about various aspects of a woman. We being a woman should know about those things. So naturally, people think that what a woman is facing in the society. As my pre-session guest said, risk management. So every woman in the society, she faces lot of risk to manage many aspects. Before saying something about law and women, let me quote a quotation. Yatra naryanti pujate, tatra ramanti devata. So where you give respect to the women, there you feel that the society will prosperous and every one of us feel more comfort, secured and happy, and where to the extent we can give up our service to the society, right? In this regard, I would like to give you few aspects. My topic for today is women and social justice. So justice, before going for dealing with the justice aspects, perhaps you may be knowing about rights. What is right? Right is nothing but a standard of permitted action which is allowed by others to you is your right. If they don't allow, you don't have a right. You be just I be remedium. If you don't have a right, you don't have a remedy. Right? So we feel that there are a bundle of rights which are available for us. Those rights may be constitutional rights, fundamental rights, social rights, legal rights, marital rights, rights within the society, everywhere. So these rights at the same time, in a coin, one side of the coin we have rights, the other side of the coin we have duty to respect others' rights. Right? Here let me speak about certain aspects where women in the society, they are facing problems. Nowadays, as we in this platform we call that women are more powerful, they are going in a jet speed and they are racing with the other counterpart. In every field, no way women are inferior. But nowadays, even when we see the other side of the society, uneducated women, innocent women, illiterate women, women with a innocence, they face lot of problems. Lot of problems around them where they are not able to protect their right nor defend themselves, or sometimes they lose their life. So earlier in the TV or news or paper, perhaps you know, dowry, dowry, dowry. Nowadays, dowry is no more a problem for us in the society because Dowry Protection Act came and women started fighting about the dowry. But besides that, domestic violence. So how many women are exposed outside to speak about some violence at their home front? Most of the time, we give respect to ourselves, respect to our family members. We don't feel ourselves, even we suffer a lot, would never disclose such things to other individual. That's one of the where we can say that goodness of a woman and weakness of the women, where she is a sufferer, right? So Domestic Violence Act 2005, which made the women to realize her rights and protest action against any violence in the family front, right? So in this regard, most of the time, the lawyers, when they make money, they instigate the women. Whenever a woman knocks the door of the court and they say that you file a false cases against your in-law, wherever the women who is approaching the civil courts or the police station, there her matrimonial relationship ceases. So none of the women who approach for their issues in an amicable way to settle their life or to get a relief from the other end, that is not, relief they are not getting. Instead of that, they dissolve their matrimonial home because of misusing or misinterpretation of this Domestic Violence Act. So actually, this Domestic Violence Act came into existence in order to protect the women, in order to see that how women can be saved from this violence. But instead of that, because in case of Domestic Violence Act, the act specifically speaks about 5 types of remedies which could be sought by the victimized women against the wrongdoer, or where she can ask the court to pass such order where she will be otherwise protecting one hand her family life, the other hand this eradicating the violence from her life. But this is the not actual thing which is going to happen in regular course of time, because she got one relief is protection orders. So the court appoints an officer where she will be given protection. Under the shield of the cover of the court, she will be protected where there won't be any violence further if she approaching the court once. So it does not mean she need not dissolve her marriage nor go for divorce or any other relief. Another thing is, if violence is to the extreme, she can go for claiming for compensation. This is second compensatory orders. The third one is, if she don't want to live with them, she was sick with such a relation, then she can go for claiming maintenance from the dependent wrongdoer and getting herself her own life according to her choice. Then if some children are there, she can ask for custody orders. Then last thing is where she wanted to go for compensatory orders, custody orders, then protection orders, maintenance orders. These are few orders where she can see. And if she is not happy with such relation, she can end up her relationship not stitching for a long time of years together, paying lot of money to the lawyer. She can, by putting herself one signature, she can get rid of such relationship by mutual divorce. So these are the things under Domestic Violence Act. So again, another aspect every woman should know that dowry. So this nowadays, dowry is considered to be an offense. Dowry Protection Act passed long back 1961. Even then, there is a demand of dowry and the parents give the dowry. And the society encourages the dowry. We can't say in a public platform, dowry is a crime, dowry is this and that. But we can't change up in one night or one day the mindset of the entire society. No doubt it is one of the social evil which is prevailing in the society. Coming to another aspect is, so now 2005, Parliament passed a law called Women Claiming Her Right of Property as relating to ancestors. her ancestral property. Here we can say that not only she can have a right of share in her father's property, if father died intestate, means without any will, or even great grandparents died and the brothers or father is not allowing any right to inherit her property, she got a right under Indians Hindu Succession Act Amendment 2005, where she can have her share in the asking for a share and filing a case in the criminal court or before the civil court claiming for her share, right? This is another remedy. And there are many legislations which are protecting women interests. So some people, so most of the girls, they are very much inclined to their cell phone. They chat all the time. They post their pictures. But technically, these cyber criminals, they do a lot of mischief. They mark the photographies and they made it in an obscene way. So indecent representation of women, there is a legislation, there is an act. Somebody posting such things, you go to the cyber police, give a complaint and take action against the wrongdoer. This is another relief you got for such wrong actions. And as cyber crimes also one of the aspects where number of remedies are available, and for such wrongful acts done by the wrongdoers under cyber platform, like in virtual platform, in a cell phone, if anybody is doing something wrongful act against your interest or against or taking your property, valuable property, maybe it is your intellectual property or it may be your physical property or maybe a property where you kept it in your virtual platform. So you can approach the cyber police and get relief under this cyber laws. Then another legislations as relating to women are concerned, that we have plethora of legislations to protect our interests. So few aspects I can say that where women are ill-treated, degraded in the society. So women and social justice, the topic for me is today is women and social justice. What is social justice? In the society, there are certain social evils that are supposed to be eradicated. So what are these social evils? Sati was a social evil because earlier a woman, when her husband is dead, she used to die along with him. She was made sati. That concept is condemned. And another aspect is child marriage. That is also controlled, and legislations passed in order to protect children or young girls who are made to go for marriage. So again, a marriage restraint act that passed subsequent 1986. Subsequently, there are so many legislations in order to protect women. So under constitution, we have bundle of articles which speaks about our interests. We are supposed to be treated equally, equal pay for equal work. Whenever you are employed in an employment, if some employer is discriminating you, ill-treating you, or avoiding you, or otherwise also you got every right. So you need not fight with your employer. It's not the thing. So you make awareness as relating to this and claim for your right in an appropriate way, like arbitration, conciliation, mediation aspects also came into the jurisdiction of workplace, even family disputes, in order to settle their any differences, right? And in constitution, I tell you, any aspects, fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression, belief, faith, worship, and not only these things, like triple talaq was identified as a wrong thing under Muslim community. So Supreme Court in Saira Banu case said a man without any justification or reason wanted to withdraw a matrimonial relationship, simply dropping the relationship by uttering triple word, talak, talak, talak. That is unconstitutional. He cannot straight away take off his wife from his family by uttering triple talaq. This is it was struck down by the Supreme Court. Like the Supreme Court in various cases gave, right of choice of your marriage. So now the question, people are going without marriage also, live-in relation. So this live-in relationship also being recognized by the society. Even Supreme Court wanted to say that marriage or somebody's relation, we don't want to interfere or nose into their business, or we don't have any right to speak about somebody's interest. In a public platform, somebody will say that he got 4 marriages, she got 3 marriages. That's not my business or my right. So when I wanted to go for my interest, I should not speak about somebody's interest. So even live-in relation is also nowadays being recognized by the Supreme Court. And wanted to say that it is your headache. If you want to live with somebody without any marriage, you live with him. And if you are facing, you are going to face the music. It's not either court or the parents. So one should understand by an ethical means, when you are strong, you are considered to be more alerted women, then it is your headache to look after various aspects like your personal friend, your career, your religion, or your marriage, even your right of choice to have a baby. So earlier people used to say that if a girl wanted to have the baby, she can go for. Surrogacy is a scientific approach where the women will not have a right to give up a child by natural process. She can go for a surrogacy. But even an unmarried girl can go for to conceive a baby. So that is also freedom of expression, privacy. So these are the aspects, your liberty, privacy and freedom, your profession, your trade, your choice, everything is being governed by law. So what way you are doing it, whether with your consensus and a better understanding, are you having some preconceived notion or without any clarity of mind going for such things, ultimately facing the repercussions, that is again depending upon your fate. But all the people, when I say that under the Indian Constitution there are a number of cases, bundle of rights were given to each and every woman to protect themselves, to lead their life, and besides that they got their authenticated legal right to sue the wrongdoer in the court of law and get a relief. So by saying this, so there are lot of cases in this regard. One of the IPS officer just patted the back of his colleague where she filed a case and he was suspended from the job. This is an act where generally when you go outside, somebody just wanted to hit you or wanted to dash you or intentionally want to touch your body. If any man does, we just simply ignore the things and we say that chhod do bhai. Just we ignore such things. But outraging the modesty of the women under IPC 354 is a section, if anybody touches your body, immediately you can go to the police station and file a action and you will be seen black and blue either by the police or you will be brought before the court of law. So there are so many rights where women are enjoying. Political rights. So political rights here, you got reservations, certain aspects, the constituencies were declared for a women, and legal rights as relating to civil rights are concerned. So even in case of domestic wrongs also, you need not bear the nuisance of your partner if he is doing something wrong. So under Domestic Violence Act, you can approach the court and get a relief. And there are some other laws which are giving you extra benefit, like in a workplace harassment, sexual harassment at workplace. There is an act which is passed in the 2015. Before that, there is a case called Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan, where the Supreme Court has given guidelines. If any of your co-employee or any man in employment does any wrongful act, you can take action, you can get such things to the notice of an authority, and you can have zero tolerance. So by this, I'll conclude. There are so many aspects regarding the laws and women where they are considered to be more powerful. So why these women need legislations? Is it women are so vulnerable? No. I don't say that me being a woman, I'm vulnerable. I may be sensitive, I may be delicate, but when knowing about my right, I don't want to throw blame on any man unnecessary cause or without any justification or reason. I don't want to blame any individual. But when it comes to my right, my privacy, my individuality, I don't want to spare an individual because I'm a law woman, right? So I want every woman, girl should know certain laws relating to their personal life, their property, their, in case of employment, certain, area where you can exercise your rights, where you have to oblige, on the other hand, obliging the authorities or obliging your colleagues. So it is with a, as I said, when there is a right, the other side of the right is a duty. You got a duty. Thank you very much giving me this opportunity to speak something about women and women laws. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. Arnashree Madam and Sridevi Madam and also lady faculty, please join for the felicitation. Dear faculty, recognition session will be started in 10 minutes. Please be waited. Now I would like to call upon A. Anusha ma'am, SR Polymers Managing Partner Kondapalli to give her speech.
Good evening all. Myself Anusha, Managing Partner of SR Polymers, manufacturers of HDPE containers and Senior Life Planner at Tata AIA. And I feel privileged to say that I am the alumni of KL University, 2019 and 13 batch. Well, today's the topic is innovation and technology. I don't take much of your time because you already cooked with a lot of seminars. Okay, coming to innovation and technology, most of the time you get advices to be creative, smart, innovative. What does it mean to be innovative? How to be innovative in our work? What innovation? Innovation is about taking ideas and turning them into something new. It is about looking at the problems in a new perspective such that it will help us in a better way. Technology, on the other hand, is a tool we use to bring those innovations into our life. Throughout the history, innovations has driven human progress. From the invention of wheel to the development of internet, we have seen a lot of technological development, the way we live, the way we work, and the way we learn. So we are at the forefront of this technological event, and artificial intelligence, robotics, all these are the technologies we are using. So let me tell few things. The people born anywhere in the world, the people working anywhere in the world can create a product available to anyone in the world. The most used messaging app by the Southeast Asia was built by an entrepreneur from Ukraine who moved to US. The three most used messaging apps of the US came from entrepreneurs from Finland, Ireland, and Vietnam. And you are the one building the next Google, next Spotify, next Tesla, and the next, well, we don't even know. But what I know is the idea that matters. One innovative idea, one innovation can unleash the other entrepreneurs and can change the industrial revolution in a way that you can't even predict. So, to be innovative, collaborate with others, up to date with the latest technologies, by being you self-motto, you will be more creative and innovative. For the one, during my last visit to the college, some of the students expressed their concern of getting jobs in the present economic climate. I want to motivate them. How many of you here play basketball? Can anyone? Okay, no. You know, usually basketball has a basket. People use it to throw the ball inside, and with the help of the ladder, they'll take the ball out. This thing happened for almost 18 years. Later, one man came, why not cut at the bottom so that the basketball would be more competitive? But people rejected. The people who rejected the most are the one who took the ball from the basket. So this is what I want to say. Don't worry about the latest technology, artificial intelligence, jobs, etc. Machines cannot rule the human. Machines only have chips, but as a human we have hearts. So don't worry about the latest technologies and all. Be creative and innovative. As I always say, be yourself and don't limit yourself. That's all for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your motivational and inspirational speech. Thank you very much. Now I request Dr. Hanmantrao sir, Dean Student Affairs, and Dr. Ramakrishna sir, Principal College of Engineering to felicitate ma'am. Dr. Mahmuda ma'am and Sri Lakshmi ma'am, please join. Dr. Sukirti ma'am also. Dr. Arunasri ma'am, please join.
Good evening. I request Dr. Hanmantrao sir, Dean Student Affairs, to present the awards to the faculty, sir. And Ramakrishna sir, Karishma ma'am, Swati ma'am, Anusha ma'am and Varlakshmi ma'am, kindly join for distributing the awards to the faculty members. Faculty Recognition Awards under the category of Project Sanction and PhD Supervisor, Itya Rani ma'am from CSE Honors. Itya Rani ma'am from CSE Honors. Next, Dr. Dyuti Banerjee, AINDS Globally Certificate under the category of Global Certification. Dyuti Banerjee, AINDS. Next, Dr. R.D. Sahitya, CSC, long-standing faculty. Dr. R.D. Sahis, CSA. Next, under the category of PhD awarded 23-24 and global certifications done, Dr. Tella Preeti Priyanka, CSC regular. Dr. Tella Preeti Priyanka, CSC regular. Next, under the category of papers published more than 20 Scoopers indexed, Dr. Anjali Devi Swarna, under Department of Computer Science and Technology. Computer Science and Information Technology, Anjani Devi Swarna. Dr. Renuka, CSC Honors. Dr. Renuka, CSC Honors, under the category of Project Sanction, book chapters published. Next, Dr. Neelu Singh, CSC Honors. Dr. Neelu Singh, CSC Honors. Dr. T. Santisri, CSC Honors. Dr. T. Santisri, CSC Honors. Dr. Twinkle Dasari, English Department. Dr. Twinkle Dasari, English Department. Dr. Supriya, Pharmacy Department, under the category of global certifications done in 23-24 academic year. Dr. Supriya, Pharmacy Department. Vimala Chipla, HR Department. Vimala Chipla, HR Department. Dr. K. Deepthi, Chemistry Department. Dr. K. Deepthi, Chemistry Department. Dr. Sailaja P. Dr. Sailaja P, College of Law. Dr. Sailaja P, College of Law. Dr. K. Rajalakshmi, CSC Honors. Dr. K. Rajalakshmi, CSC Honors, under the category of collaborations with NGO for 23-24 academic years and patents published. Dr. Ruth Ramya K, Computer Science and Engineering. Dr. Ankita Tiwari, Mathematics Department. Dr. Ankita Tiwari, Mathematics Department. Dr. M. Sandra Carmel Sophia, English Department. Dr. M. Sandra Carmel Sophia, English Department, under the category of books chapters published. Dr. K. Himabindu, CSA Department. Dr. K. Himabindu, CSA Department. Dr. Lakshmi K, BES Department. Dr. Lakshmi K, BES Department, under the category of PhD awarded in 23-24. Dr. A. Damodar Khambel, Department of Chemistry. Dr. A. Damodar Khambel, Department of Chemistry. Next, Chalmasetti Sravani, Computer Science and Applications. Dr. Chalmasetti Sravani, Computer Science and Applications. Dr. A.C. Priya Rajani, CSA Department. Dr. A.C. Priya Rajani, CSA Department. Dr. T. Kantimati, Mechanical Department. Dr. T. Kantimati, Mechanical Department. Next, Dr. S. Sridevi, IoT Department. Dr. S. Sridevi, IoT Department. Dr. G. Sunita Sundari, Physics Department. Dr. G. Sunita Sundari, Physics Department. Uppuluri Lakshmi Soundarya, CSC Honors. U. Lakshmi Soundarya, CSC Honors. Dr. P. Vidyullata, CSC. Dr. P. Vidyullata, CSC. R. Anita, CSC Department. R. Anita, CSC Department. Dr. D. Nagamalleshwari, CSC Department. Dr. D. Nagamalleshwari, CSC Department. Lakshmi Deepika Roy, CSC R. Lakshmi Deepika Roy, CSC R. Dr. Praveena Mandapati, AINDS. Dr. Praveena Mandapati, AINDS Department. Dr. P. Rajarajeshwari, CSC Department. Dr. P. Rajarajeshwari, CSC Department. Dr. V. Sahiti, ECE Department. Dr. V. Sahiti, ECE Department. MVBT Shanti, CSC Department. MVBT Shanti, CSC Department. Dr. K. Soni, ECE Department. Dr. K. Soni, ECE Department. Dr. Y. Bhargavi, Mathematics Department. Dr. Y. Bhargavi, Mathematics Department. Dr. S. Ragamayi, Mathematics Department. Dr. S. Ragamayi, Mathematics Department. Dr. B. Jyoti, Triple E Department. Dr. B. Jyoti, Triple E Department. B. Sunitra, CSC R Department. B. Sunitra, CSC R Department. Regulars. Dr. Jyoti, NM, CSC Department. Dr. Jyoti, NM, CSC Department. Dr. Twinkle Dasari, English Department. Dr. Twinkle Dasari, English Department. Maheshwari Mohan, CSC Honors. Maheshwari Mohan, CSC Honors. Dr. M. Kavita, CSC Honors. Dr. M. Kavita, CSC Honors. Dr. Sailaja Tulasi Krishna, CSC Department. Dr. Sailaja Tulasi Krishna, CSC Department. Dr. D. Sravani, Agriculture Department. Dr. D. Sravani, Agriculture Department. Dr. K. Swapna, CSC Department. Dr. K. Swapna, CSC Department. Dr. P. Lakshmi Prasanna, CSC Department. Dr. P. Lakshmi Prasanna, CSC Department. Dr. E. Sridevi, CSC Department. Dr. E. Sridevi, CSC Department. Dr. E. Sridevi, CSC Department. Dr. N. S. M. P. Latha Devi, Physics Department. Dr. N. S. M. P. Latha Devi, Physics Department. Dr. Y. Usha Devi, ECE Department. Dr. Y. Usha Devi, ECE Department. Dr. D. Bhavana, ECE Department. Dr. D. Bhavana, ECE Department. Dr. K. Sukirti, Pharmacy Department. Dr. K. Sukirti, Pharmacy Department and Dean SA Office. SVN Jyoti Devi K. Dean SC Office. Jyoti Devi K. Josna Devi. Oh, sorry, ma'am. J. Banusri, ECM Department. J. Banusri, ECM Department. V. Lalita, IoT Department. V. Lalita, IoT Department. Monica V. CSC Department. Monica V. CSC Department. Lavanya S. English Department. Lavanya S. English Department. Nallapati Sri Lakshmi, Pharmacy Department.
Dr. Ellamma Madam, CSC Honors. Dr. K. Soni Madam, ECE Department. Dr. S. Sagari Imambi Madam, CSE Honors Department. Dr. M. Radha Madhavi, Mathematics Department. Dr. P. Ellamma Madam, CSE Honors Department.
Department? Radhika Rani, CSE Department. Dr. Radhika Rani, CSE Department. Dr. P. S. G. Arunasri, ECM IoT. Dr. P. S. G. Arunasri, ECM IoT. Madam Sagari Madam. Madam Sagari Madam Sagari Madam. Ayipinda? Next. Dr. M. Radha Madhavi, Mathematics Department. Dr. M. Radha Madhavi, Mathematics Department. Dr. P. Bindu, Mathematics Department. Dr. P. Bindu, Mathematics Department. Dr. R. S. V. Ramaswati, MBA, KL Business School. Dr. R. S. V. Ramaswati, MBA, KL Business School. P. Ramya, CSC Honors. P. Ramya, CSC Honors. Dr. M. Geeta, KLU GBS. Dr. M. Geeta. Madam Geeta Madam. Dr. P. Ramya, CSC Honors. Dr. M. Geeta, KLH. Dr. T. V. S. S. Swati, MBA Department. Dr. T. V. S. S. Swati, MBA Department. Sirisha Koneru, MEBS 2. Sirisha Koneru, Mechanical Engineering Department. Dr. M. Sujata, ECE Department. Dr. M. Sujata, ECE Department.
Nallapati Sri Lakshmi, Pharmacy Department.
Arunasri, Dr. Arunasri ma'am. Madam, ఇంకెవరన్నా ఉన్నారా? ప్రైజెస్
ఇవి రికగ్నైజేషన్స్ స్టూడెంట్ అకాడమిక్స్ అండ్ స్పోర్ట్స్ అని చెప్పారు.
Recognitions to the students. N. Pujita, Agriculture BSc, NSS category. N. Pujita, Agriculture BSc, NSS category. Chaitanya Snehita K. CSC Department Academics. Chaitanya Snehita K. CSC Department under the category of Academics. Komal CSC Department NCC. Komal CSC Department NCC. ఎవరున్నారు? ఎవరు లేరా?
ఎవరు లేరు అనుకుంటా. వాళ్ళందరూ ఆర్గనైజర్స్, వాళ్ళందరూ వెళ్ళిపోయి ఉన్నారు.
ఇంకైతే సార్ వాళ్ళు థ్యాంక్ యూ చెప్పండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
మీరు చెప్పండి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Thank you.